Welcome back, everybody, to the Snowy Mountain Heroes of the Storm Super Cup number 2. We are in game number 2 of the day. This is our second best of 3 semifinal. If you want to know information about the bracket and what it looks like, you can do !bracket in chat. But we are here to determine who's going to be going up against the members of VGM Gaming, who just won their best of 3 series in a 2-0 fashion. We'll see if the members of our Latin American team will be able to take this, or will it be the spicy Koreans making their way into the grand finals. We'll have to see here, as Battlefield of Eternity was the first map chosen by the members of, I believe, Team Alexander, so that means that FKC will be given first pick, first ban, and now they're considering what to ban here. It's going to be the ETC. They don't want to deal with his prowess and also the changes that came into them. Echo, I'm blanking on the name. Encore from level 13 got a buff recently, and we were discussing in chat. Roughly, I think it's like 9.2 seconds off of the cooldown when you hit an enemy hero with your face melt, or when the Encore speaker hits someone with a face melt. So you can get a lot of cooldown. We are rounding it up to roughly, say, 10 seconds of CD per hero hit. It's a lot of reduction. So getting rid of that makes sense because, well, Mosh Pit can go from a 2-minute cooldown to roughly a 60-second cooldown. That's not something I'd want to deal with whatsoever. Hanzo to be removed as well. Really, really good race potential. The members of FKC do not want to deal with them. Team Alexander are considering what they want to ban here. Getting rid of the Cassia already. Things like Sylvanas are a priority, also being able to lock down the towers and push things in further. Ana's a really strong healer. They could get rid of Greymane or Vala just to get rid of some race potential. Garrosh is a really strong threat as well, but they get rid of the Ana. There's a lot of different directions to go, and I'm curious to see, well, which ones they choose going to be exactly that Ana. Now, first pick priority coming out on the side of FKC. What do we get from them? Is it a Greymane? It's actually a Chromie. Chromie did have what I would consider her up-team rework in the most recent patch. It's not so much a rework as she just had more changes come into her, and it was a significant faction in my opinion. Thinking Blizzard cares about HOTS? Yes, they do. Activision might not. What is the ping for the Korean team? What do you think? Over 100 easy. It's got to be over 100. I mean, I'm a West Coast player, and I play most of the time I get Central, and my Central ping is like 70, 80 maybe. So it's got to be over 100 easy. Regardless, Yrel and Decker to be grabbed on the left-hand side. We've talked about how oppressive Yrel can be in the solo lane. We will be seeing good examples of that here. Right-hand side, before we get into the next ban phase, we'll go for the Joanna and the Stukov. So no race potential really locked in for them, but so far their team fight is pretty strong. Very controlling, very slow, but very, very critical if they're able to get a single target pick. Blessed Shield into Lurking Arm into the Chromie Burst is something to worry about. Raynor was banned out on the left-hand side as they just don't want to deal with their sustained damage, also giving the enemy team a potential race hero as well. Not considering it for themselves. Now, this is a map where Artanis actually sees value in the solo lane because of the amateur opponent from level 1. We often see them grabbed, and then also they're grabbed for the solo lane, but they also grab amateur opponent at level 1 to be able to have race potential as well. So that could be something we see here. It's not crazy popular, but it has popped up here and there. Yrel Deckard, so they still need a main tank, race potential, and wave clear. Just a lot of things that need to be picked up on the side of Team Alexander. Greymane is banned out, Hanzo's banned out. I think they go into Vala. Lunara is an option as well, but I don't think she's too popular. Sylvanas will be grabbed. We did talk about her prowess being able to push down towers and lock things down. If we're looking at the old Korean days, I mean, they would take one objective and rush it down to keep. I think Korea might have held their record in speed running a map. Now, I might be wrong on that. There might be the Warhead Junction map from one of the NA games, but like Korea was like notable in the early days of HCC of being one of the fastest map players just because they took small advantages and just blew them out of proportion. I talk about that a lot of high tier play where just small mistakes from a team can be blown out of proportion. This is going to be a Tychus grab with a Malthael as well. Tychus will be their sort of race, also providing some damage into Garrosh, a little bit of CC with that grenade as well. Commandeer Odin is a good anti-siege and also sieging tool, so we'll see that potentially picked up. Draken Laser Drill could be used as a zoning pick, but I doubt it. Commandeer Odin's so valuable overall. You also have iframes, or your unstoppable frame, excuse me. Watching too much SGDQ recently, you have unstoppable when you are popping that Odin or that Commandeer Odin, so you do have that opportunity to you know, kind of self-cleanse, kinda. And Akira to be grabbed. Not super popular in many of the leagues, divisions, whatever, but hey, she is She's strong, honestly. I think she's really, really strong and undervalued. Dope Monster, thank you for the follow. Garbage Man, thank you for the follow. Jocks, thank you for the follow as well. I hope you all enjoying the content you're seeing. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. I do really appreciate it. We have this best of 3 and a grand finals, which is a best of 5 coming up a little bit later today. My NA ping from the Netherlands is around 115. Dear Lord. Korea won draft, you think? Excuse me. I almost had a coughing fit. You all know. I agree. I think Team Alexander has a stronger draft out of the two teams. The late game scaling is one thing that I'm not certain of for FKC. Like, I feel like FKC could, like, I think they really could take this still. Like, I don't think it's just like they won, it's draft, it's over, go next, but I think that Team Alexander does have a really, like, Decker Kane, for example, just to begin with, is already an insanely strong healer. Not to just like, not to be like, oh, but like, you know, like whatever, they have SuperCup, isn't it? But like, it's just Ruby at level 4 is just so strong, and you have so many people that want to like step up, so you should be getting Ruby value. Like Malthael, Tychus, Stukov, Joanna, you should be able to get at least 2 to 4 players hit by that Harajuku Q consistently. Tychus might be the one that might bob and weave out of the way of that one, but regardless, I think this is just, it's super well drafted from both sides, but I kind of lean a little bit more into Team Alexander overall. The Kira, I'm excited to see quite a bit. I'm really excited to see how this Kira is going to shape up for them. Garrosh, Deckard, and Yrel enough to win. The other guys pick Joanna. It's not good enough right now. Joanna did have that nerf by 5 seconds on their trait, and that actually really hindered quite a few people. Like, a lot of people were just like, Joanna, not like unplayable, but like she went down in the meta just because of like how long it takes to have Iron Skin. When she uses her trait, it's done. Yeah, it could be that. It could be that, absolutely. So we're loading in slow and steady, but that's because we literally have 10 players from different regions. Plus we have 3 people in the observer slots. I'm on West Coast. There's someone else who I don't know what part of the United States they're on, and I know one other person in the lobby is on East Coast. So we are hitting all the different pings right now as we, I think we're about to get into game in just a second. We're just waiting on one more player to load in fully. Sorry for the delay, everyone. We just talking a little bit about this draft as well. I mean, people need to load the game from literal different countries. Cosmonaut, thank you for the follow. Glad you're enjoying the content you're seeing. I swear to you, like, we're literally almost in. Like, the bar just did that last itty-bitty chunk, and we're like, we're here. We're almost there. Haters to dash benefit. Let's get into game. On the left-hand side, we have the members of Team Alexander. We've got Spell or Tist on the Garrosh. Gondar is going to be on the Kira. Nitrogen will be on that Sylvanas. Lockdown on the Yrel, and Hyde on the Deckard. On the right-hand side, we get the members of FKC. Mini Dash will be on the Malthael. We have got DeBlanc, I believe, on the Stukov. Honey on the Tychus. Sleepy Bear on the Chromie. And Rockblin, I think it's Rockblin, is going to be on the Joanna. Oh, too far zoom. There we go, just setting up all of our vision and everything, and we are ready to go. Spell is going to be hanging around over here. Did I get the player vision? Yeah, I did. Okay, cool. This is what I'm talking about player vision wise. I just want to be able to see what these players are seeing, just to see the initial setup. Is they're going to jump over the wall. That's going to be Kira diving in. Sleepy Bear taking a lot of damage. They're going to blow them up, and that will be Chromie going down first. Gondar taking quite a bit of damage from Honey is going to be forced away as the Righteous Hammer came out from Lockdown as well. No one in top lane currently, as Lockdown grabs a couple potions and will rotate towards top, and it seems like this will be our lane matchups. We have Malthael into Yrel, which is considered fairly strong, but without the Chromie for the few seconds here, they're going to try and use the opportunity to open this gate up further for themselves. And this is what I was talking about, little advantages and just taking those. They didn't get the full tower or anything like that. They popped Sylvanas' trait, but they still got siege damage. They still opened things up further for themselves. Chromie did go into the deep breathing at level 1, which I believe was changed in the most recent patch. After hitting 20 heroes, reduced the cooldown of Dragon's Breath by 5 seconds and the mana cost from 65 to 30. I do believe that is the most recent change. I might be wrong on that. I know that the level 1, like the spell power increase, I believe it is. Like, I think that one got changed as well. I think Deep Breathing got a change as well. Don't think there were any level 3 changes from Chronic Conditions or anything of like the Adhoral Anomalies. Hyde is going to be starting on this camp with some help from Nitrogen. Honey going to be scouting this out. They do see it there. I'm just going to actually swap over the enemy side vision just to see what they're going to see. Sleepy Bear might just be trying to throw in some pokes here and there, get a couple more stacks on that Deep Breathing from level 1. They didn't go into once again the first time. I actually don't know if that was changed at all, but either way, Rock is not going to get hit by that Groundbreaker. Garrosh at the 5 stacks, which I think is the first portion of the quest. I think there's 5 stacks and there's 15, yes. So they have the additional damage over 3 seconds, and then when they hit the 10 more stacks, they're going to be able to get a cooldown reduction on that baseline as well. But Mini Dash doesn't see the rotation coming out of bottom lane. Lockdown coming in as well. Well, I guess Lockdown is already here, but Lockdown coming out from the Deckard Cain. Hyde able to get the Scrollless Ceiling, and they find a pick right there. DeBlanc is going to start this camp with some help from the Joanna and Honey. They're actually going to swap off of that as the camp in top lane will be grabbed. Sylvanas still in bottom lane, just grabbing the experience, and this is looking like a solid level lead starting to form here in the favor of Team Alexander. Hyde does channel this over, going to be able to get the Regeneration Globe thrown over to some friendly members, and they just continue to make these quick rotations between lanes to get experience as they have the Bruiser camps. Tist or Spell not able to get there in time. And we just wait for the objective to spawn, as it looks like this will be camp for bottom lane. Grabbed Urel hanging out, looking just to push up this Impaler camp a little bit quicker, or at least harass them to slow down their own clear onto said Impaler camp. This is a nice thing with Deckard Cain I want to point out as well, and this is something if you are a Deckard Cain player, or if you're maybe even a solo laner. If your Deckard Cain comes over and throws a potion in the solo lane, you can kind of hover around it. You don't have to pick it up immediately. You don't have to grab that health. Just so you maybe, if you need some sort of burst in health, if there's damage over time on you, you can maybe kind of mitigate that, or at least heal through it a little bit better with some Deckard Cain potions. Speaking of, there actually is going to be the Ruby picked up at level 4. I didn't see any, so it might have not been triggered for that one, as Gondar taking a lot of damage. Honey getting very low as well. It's going to be the Nitrogen diving to the backline. There's going to be a toss out from the Garrosh as well, but Nitrogen might have bit off more they can chew, as that's going to be a kill for kill. Gondar low does get the Blood Rage stacks into quite a few members right there. Lockdown from the Deckard Cain with the Scrollless Ceiling, and they're going to lose the cure right there. And I was wondering if they'd find a counter kill, but no, it's not going to be evened out. Joanna stepping in. That's going to be DeBlanc being harassed right now by the Urel. Hyde getting very low. Mini Dash is going to be hit with the Heraldric Cube. There's a lot of slowing, there's a lot of the Dragon's Breath coming out from the Chromie, and they also did go into the level 7, the Mobius Loop, which this one was changed from our most recent patch as well. So this is, you see those little inner circles for the circles of the Deep Breathing. Those are from that level 7 pick, or I guess level 5 for her, 6? I can't remember her order off the top of my head. It's either way. Oh my god, JB, thank you for the raid. Welcome, everyone. Horsia Hots, thank you for the follow as well. Sorry about that. If someone can shout out JB, I'd very much appreciate. Oh, someone did. Thank you, Ash Mantle. Okay, sorry. I'm a little slow on chat. I was trying to focus in on the game because we have a lot of great action happening right now. This is Lockdown trying to get out of here. There's a whole lot of damage chasing into them, as I think they should be able to back out. Tychus was picked off by the Deckard Cain above us in the solo lane. We missed that. I thought Lockdown was going to go down right there, but that will be the Immortal phase, halfway phase, going over in favor for the team of FKC. Does Team Alexander bring the fight in is the question that I have, or are they just going to go purely for race? No, they're bringing the fight over here. Gondar, oh, that's going to be Scroll Ceiling, but they popped the Iron Skin from Joanna, going to back off. They did go into hold your ground at level 1, so that is still going to be, I think it went from a 30-second to a 25-second cooldown, I think it is. The Joanna will be going down. As someone said in chat, once they press D, it's all over, and apparently that's exactly the case as they end up going down. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, Sylvanas is dumping in the damage. Spell, or Tist, I believe, is going to be hanging around over here on the right-hand side, dodging some of the damage, but harassing and trying to zone them back so that way they're not able to poke at this. They don't want to eat free damage, though, so they're going to go ahead. I'm going to get rid of this. Hold on, sorry, 1 second. There we go. Sorry, I didn't want to see chat keep popping up over and over again. But regardless, we are going to have the objective phase, first one of the game, going over to the side of Team Alexander. 5 minutes and 30 seconds in or so. What value they get from this is the big question from me. I want to look really quickly. Sylvanas does... Oh, she actually just popped her trait. That was just like, why is it such a short cooldown? Yeah, they just popped it. There's going to be the slowing sands in front of the gate to zone back the enemy team. Gondar is going to take one of the deep breathing, or excuse me, one of the Dragon Breath's damages. There's a whole lot of damage coming out, as well as a lot of potions from the Deckard Cain. Yrel is going to get locked down from... I need to stop saying locked down, apparently. Is going to get held up by the Lurking Arm from Stukov for a second right there. The objective phase, still fairly healthy, is going to burn through this fort. The question I have for them, are they going to stay on this push through top lane, or are they going to get out of there? It looks like they're going to stick with that. And while they're sticking with that, let's look at the damage, experience, and healing that's come out from these players in this early game number 1 on Battlefield of Eternity. Slowing Sands once again to zone them back. The Immortal sitting around probably 30% of its health, maybe 20 something. A lot of potions out there, so if they want to step into this, Nitrogen did get their trait back up once again. Gondar going to try and back out of here. There's a lot of damage coming out from this Joanna. The potion's going to be there from Deckard Cain, 50 health on Gondar as they're going to back off. They're actually, okay, no, they double back for the potion. I was like, are you going to double back and engage once again? Regardless, they get a fort front gate and a keep front gate during, well, not all of it, but you know what I mean. During the first objective phase, and this is what I was talking about in the draft, these players are really notorious for taking any sort of advantage and really running with it and literally running it through that top lane. Lockdown just kind of zoning back mini dash, just holding that Righteous Hammer in channel form, as that will be 10 talent tier. And we have a pause coming out. Let's see what's going to be happening here. Is there is a PP. We're going to keep game integrity, and we're going to swap it off of that screen just so that no one can really look at the minimap and get any sort of advantages. JB, thank you for subscribing with your Twitch Prime. Let's resend some alerts really quickly.
Pie later, buddy.
I'm gonna use this moment to chug water, sorry.
I will follow you to the end of the world.
Okay, it looks like
subscribe.
all right, we're gonna get back into game. Sorry, I'm adminning really quickly. Sorry, I had to admin. Regardless, we're in game. We're here. We're ready to go. Sorry, my stream deck. There we go. The rotation broke off at the last second right there. It's supposed to pull us back into the talents. Either way, we are here. We are in game. Once again, JB, thank you for the raid. And JB, thank you for the Twitch Prime subscription. Thanks for using that here and for supporting... thanks for supporting Bandit. What happened, 323? I don't know. They literally paused. They asked for a PP. Someone paused it. And then they said that they're good. And we went. And that's all the information I have. It might have been one of those things where like the mouse like freaked out or something, or they might have had like a simple comm issue and it just fixed immediately. And they just were like, let's get the pause, let's wait. And if they ask us, then we can explain it. But it was so short that we were already back into the game. So it don't matter. We're in it. We're here. We got 10s up on both sides. Nothing, actually unrelenting strikes for the Kira. Bless you, Team Alexander, for picking the fun heroic here. Final strikes, cool, but unrelenting strikes go burr. And honest to God, like I was talking about in the draft, like the Joanna wants to step up. Stukov might step up, and Malthea will be up there. So you have a kind of an AoE to really step into this enemy team, and even if you can step into the backline, you might be able to get Stukov and Chromie with it. So I just like the opportunity that it brings to the table for both these teams. 13 talent here slowly coming in favor of the side of Team Alexander. They do have a camp coming in through the bottom lane as we do have a fight starting to break out. Massive Righteous Hammer to throw them back. There's going to be a Groundbreaker. Ardent Defender's going to be used. There's going to be, I swear to God, I saw it started to be used. No, there's going to be the unrelenting strike coming out as they find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kills. All 5 members of FKC are going to go down. The camp's still pushing in through bottom lane. This is going to be objective phase, completely going over to the side of Team Alexander. And if you needed an example of why you need to take unrelenting strikes, that's it right there. Just get the whole enemy team to collapse into a tight corridor and everyone stand within range and just unrelenting strikes go burr. Dear Lord. I hope that there was like someone in chat who was like starting to type out like why Unrelenting Strikes is bad and why I should be talking about Final Strike, and then they saw that and they just had to go Control-Alt-Delete. Like, dang it. Everyone had a 5-man ult? Yeah, pretty much. Team Alexander definitely won draft, yeah. That was, honest to God, that was insane. So, second Immortal of the game, it's going to be coming in through bottom lane. I always like to point this out for anyone that might not know. Immortal mechanic works like this. It looks and says, which lane is more defended? Bottom lane, front gate, both towers, all intact. Top lane, missing the front gate and one of the towers. So it says that bottom lane is more defended or well-structured. We're going to go through there. Now, for me, I've been trying to figure this out because I don't 100% know. I think it's just random when it comes to if there's no keeps, if there's no structures in top or bottom, I think it just random. So it just says, like, it flips a coin and says, I'm going this lane. Or it might consider what's actually in the lane itself unit-wise. Like if maybe top lane's up further, maybe it goes bottom for a slower push. Who knows? Regardless, 14 to 12 in levels, so 13 talent to your advantage on the side of Team Alexander. The Immortal at about half of its health. Nitrogen's going to lock down the tower right there as they're going to push in further forward with this Immortal. They do still have half its health. It's going to be attacking from range, as you can see. Once it loses that shield, it then moves into melee range. So it's very difficult for a team to defend against something with this much health because of the fact that they need to step into a Wailing Arrow coming out. That's going to be the dive in from Gondar as well. A lot of damage coming out. Stay a while and listen will be there. This is going to be a Unrelenting Strike, but it might have been a zoning tool as Tychus finds the grenade into them. This is not really looking good for Team Alexander. The Immortal now moving into core range. Honey going to be the new target. They're going to actually get a huge Righteous Hammer into the scrollless ceiling from Deckard Cain. This is going to be Honey getting burned down. Immortal dealing actual true damage to core right now. As the shielding has fallen down, Spell taking a bit of damage, needs to cycle out for a second. They want to spread out because obviously Core has splash damage. Wailing Arrow, not Wailing Arrow, that's going to be so fun. It's using the Haunting Wave into the enemy team Hall of Storm, but it doesn't matter as that will be the game going over to Team Alexander. Unrelenting Strikes go burr. Fun fact is, Maze Blizzard is almost same functionally. Does slow is a basic ability and does not require channeling. Oh, I might have missed something. What server? It was probably on Central. I can look next game. I'll try and look next game when we load in to see what server it puts us on. Let me show you all the talents. How do you rotate the camera? It's a special input from Aliabs. You have to. It's explained on the website, but you just have to put in. You have to put in like 2 lines of code into like a notepad somewhere in your Blizzard files, and then you can rotate camera. It's not something built into the game baseline. The person who makes the observer mode that I use, that you all see, is also originally did a lot of. Observer work for the StarCraft 2 observer engine. I believe they actually still do. I want to say that Aliabs got like some sort of like not a award, but like a thank you gift from Blizzard at one point. I swear to God they posted it on Twitter. And so since Here's the Storm is off of the SC2 engine, it makes sense for them to make an observer because it's basically probably the same code writing, and like it's probably very, very one-to-one for them to be able to do these things. So either way, yeah. Go support, if you're a caster, you can actually go onto Aliab's website and donate towards them. I highly recommend you at least like throw them $5 if you use their observer, you know? It is built into the game, it's just hidden. Wait, what? Need to add hotkeys and settings file manually, I think. The keys aren't bound by default. No. Don't get it. It's page up and page down, but it's not bound by default. You have to go into a notepad and literally add in the camera rotations, and then it is bound to your page up and page down, but you have to go and manually put in that whatever it is code into some sort of document in your actual Blizz Heroes documents or your C files. I can't remember which one it was. SC2 has it, HOTS used it until 3 years ago. Yeah, wait. SC2 had it? The HOTS used it? I mean, HGC never officially used Aliabs, which is sad. HGC never did. They never implemented it into their broadcasts. When we were doing HGC Open Division, we were not allowed to use Aliobs for the live cast, but me as a caster who wasn't showing my vision, like they wasn't showing my game to the audience, I used Aliobs because I want to be able to see and provide information to the chat. So like if you ever watched me during TESPA Collegiate Series, there'd be lulls in the game where I would use those opportunities to talk about how many stacks people had because no one could see them. I dropped the file part. Oh. It's literally what I wrote. Settings file? Oh, sorry. Verbiage. FKC is deciding still. Okay. I actually have it here. I have it pinned. I can literally read it to you. Hotkeys. Hidden hotkeys in game provides. Some hotkeys cannot be set in the in-game UI, but need to be found in your hotkey file. Your hotkey file can be found under C, users, Aliob, documents, blah, 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 blah. Currently, the camera turning hotkeys are not exposed in the in-game UI. The definition of the two hotkeys needs to be placed in the file hotkey section as following example. And then it's literally like code. And then you just copy pasta that code in. Sexual? 5-man death trap. Oh, it's because the link was actually sexual. Clumsy, precocious wood. Okay, all right, whatever, chat. Whatever, automod. Whatever, automod. We're just waiting for one player to let us know what lobby, and we'll get into the next game. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Frosty Feet, thank you for the follow. Glad you're enjoying the content you're seeing. While we're waiting for players, I can let you know what we're doing tomorrow stream-wise. Stream will start at 4 PDT, 7 EDT, 1 AM CEST. We'll be doing Blizz Heroes with the Ghillie Sharks, so that's going to be Storm Division. We're going to try and get into Gold 4, maybe. Tuesday, I think, is going to be casting. I don't have it set in stone, but maybe we'll just do community stuff. Maybe we'll do replays. I'm not 100% sure. And then Wednesday will be Nexus Gaming Series Storm Division Qualifier number 5. We should have 2 best of 3s that day. Also on Monday we'll be doing Fall Guys after our Blizz Heroes section, and right now we have Day and Foxington joining us. I might try and twist Totski's arm again or something. I might not have to twist her arm too much, but either way. Oh, and I'm dumb. I'm bad caster. There we go. Team Alexander is 1 up in our best of 3 series. Exactly, Red. Exactly. Just monkish shake. We are going to Alterac Pass for our next map. Excuse me. And then I think Monday we'll probably do like a bark box in between Here's the Storm and Fall Guys. I think that's we have a bark box waiting for Bandits, so we'll do that in between games tomorrow. I'll make a tweet about it. Excuse me, sorry. Waiting on one more player to get in, and they just did it. Force 6, thank you for the follow. Glad you enjoy the content you're seeing, my friend. Oh, hold on, let me I wanna let everyone know that it's not cute or funny when there are wrong players on the wrong side and then you say go, because that literally just don't do that. It's not funny. It makes everyone's life really, really hard. Welcome back, everyone, to the Snowy Mountain. Excuse me, Chilly Mountain. Here's the Storm Super Cup number 2. We are in game number 2 of our second best of 3 semifinal matchup. Will Team Alexander take a 2-0 and go to the grand finals up against VGM Gaming? We'll find out here on Alterac Pass for our game number 2. This will be the map choice of FKC, meaning first pick, first ban goes out onto the side of Team Alexander. 46, thank you for subscribing with your Twitch Prime. Enjoy your Asmapog, your Baja Rages, all of your cool new emotes that you just got. Speaking of new emotes, we have 2 new emotes being made by an amazing artist, and I just sent payment for that today, so we're in queue. We'll eventually get them, but I'm excited for it. We're gonna swap out some emotes, and I'm just trying to build up all of those nice emotes for all of you. But regardless, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As Cassia will be banned out, Anna to be gotten rid of as well. Alterac Pass will be our second map. It's quite large. There are things to consider in the global department. Dahaka's actually had some notable priority here, being able to brush talk into maybe the objective phase in a flank position. Excuse me. Is really, really impactful for a team fight to maybe even just harass the backline or even the support in that sense right there. Falstead's a hero that I've seen as well pop up here and there. Dear Lord, Anonymous! Are you serious? Who the hell?
And I'll still be here tomorrow to high-five you. Yes.
Anonymous, thank you for the 10,000 bits! Good to see competitive HOTS again. Yeah. Fathom 2, thank you for the follow. Anonymous, thank you for the 10,000 bits. Whoever you are, thank you.
So it begins.
Holy Jesus. I'm sorry, I've lost words. I've never had anyone give 10,000 bits before.
Victory for the Forsaken.
I gotta get into game. ETC Diablo was banned out. A new Brax Sylvanas to be grabbed by the right-hand side. The Decker King was already grabbed initially from the member or for the members of Team Alexander. FKC with the new Brax should be able to lock things down with the web wrap. I'm sorry, I'm just blown away. Holy crap. What's the bit ratio? I don't know. It's 100. Oh, no, that, yeah. Sorry, if you were trying to wonder about it, cash, yeah. Move the decimal places over two times. Because basically bits are pennies. So just move the decimal place over twice, and that's always what the cash value is. Dear Lord, yeah. Thank you so much. Decimal places for the US, yeah. I guess if you're in EU, you move the comma over twice. I'm sorry, I'm so trying to focus. I really, really am, but my brain is mush. Thank you, Day, thank you. Kanye West is Anon. The idea that Kanye West watches my stream is laughable. Ektar, how you doing, bud? Okay, I'm sorry. Anonymous, once again, and I'll probably say it a billion more times, thank you so much for the 10,000 bits. I don't have words. I thank you so much. Whomever you are, you beautiful human being. All right, let's get into this. Deckard, Garrosh, Greymane were picked up on the left-hand side. We have an Ana, Diablo, Stukov band from Team Alexander. We've got a Cassia, ETC, and a Hanzo out from FKC who grabbed a Sylvanas, Uther, a Nubrak, and Kira. What are we going to see on the left-hand side? Is there any sort of priority onto the global with maybe a Dahaka or a Falstad? Gonna be Zool for more wave clear and Junkrat for displacement and poking. I actually really, really like the draft of Team Alexander, not Team Alexander fan club. That was from last Wednesday. From Team Alexander has such a strong draft right here, just because of the poke potential during the objective phase. You have so many good grenades with the Junkrat. You also have Gilnean cocktails. You have the spectral scythes. I really like that coming out from them. Aggression wise though, from FKC is really big. Like burrow charge in. You have the stun from Uther. Kira can dive in as well, and there's going to be the Dahaka as I was talking about beforehand. Really, really strong hero. I actually lean into FKC's draft a little bit here. Like, I'm not saying that Team Alexander has a bad draft by any means whatsoever, but holy crap, is just the aggression levels coming out from FKC is big. But I mean, you know what? Aggression levels are the same on the opposing side. I mean, really, like Greymane dives in, Garrosh pops Indomitable and runs in. Like Zool locks them down. This, it's aggression-wise, it's strong from both sides. Oh, we hit the wrong button, everybody. Just replace Team Alexander by HCC Korea. It'll be easier. Yeah, it's true. Pog potential, yeah. I love you all so much. Thanks for supporting Here's the Storm. Thanks for supporting my channel and Bandit and I. I really, really do appreciate it. I just want to give you the best content that I possibly can. So thank you. Thank you for being here. Thanks for Chillrog and the Chili Mountain for letting us stream this. All that good stuff. Thank you all. I really, really appreciate all the support and everything. You're all just too kind. You're all too great. You're all too kind. And thanks for being here. Thanks for just enjoying and supporting Here's the Storm, the thing that I love and care about so very much. I just want esports to exist. And you can laugh and say HGC, you can say all those comments, and I'll probably laugh with you, but like we can still make things happen. It's not gonna be as big as the HGC, and we don't want it. Like, it doesn't have to be. It can be as fun as this is. And maybe it needs to be like that. Who knows? Either way, let's go ahead and get on in to game number 2. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Team Alexander, up 1 in our best-of-3 series. Nitrogen on the Greymane, Lockdown on that Zool, Gondar will be on the Junkrat, Hyde on the Deckard, and Tist, or Spell, on the Garrosh. On the right-hand side, we got FKC, who are trying to take us to a game number 3. Mini Dash on the... Dear Lord. On the Dahaka, Sleepy Bear is going to be on the Kira. Honey will be on that Sylvanas. Rockblin is going to be on the Anubrak, and DeBlanc on the Uther. Let's get into mid lane, check out our level 1s, and check out our first engagement. Oh my god, look at all those Here's the Storm emotes. Those are perfect! Holy crap! Look at those. The salt, the potato, everything. It's just perfect. All right, so we can see we're Alterac Pass. First objective will be top. So the one thing that I want to note here, channel time for the objective phase changes. It goes up by 10 seconds per objective phase to a maximum of 50 seconds. So the first one's going to be 30, second one will be 40, third one and onward will be 30. It will be 50 seconds of channel time total. And that channel time is basically the time and the duration you need to basically have the control of the camp. Burrow charge from Nubarak. They're trying to play this aggressive. Spell comes in to try and hold things down, or maybe even just like harass a little bit. Tongue Drag will connect onto 1. They have a lot of damage onto Lockdown. The Scroll of Sealing comes out. There's going to be a Groundbreaker as well. Spell trying to avoid the Kira setup as they do get pushed around. There's going to be a trap that is going to be hit by the Anubrak, who gets thrown into the front gate. There's going to be the Burrow charge as well as a Bone Prison on top of them, and they're not going to go down. I want to point out that the Dahaka is going to be increased agility as Nachogen's trying to grab this camp. They actually missed the pot, and the leash, okay, no, the leash didn't go off. They actually might have gotten a little bit of leash health off from that, so Nachogen going to take a little bit of healing from Hyde. The big thing that you want to do in this map is you want to grab this camp as quickly as possible. This is, funny enough, is almost considered more important than the objective phase in some manner, because of the fact that you are reducing armor of not only heroes, but structures. So your siege is insanely strong if you have this in the lane in your favor. The cooldown for this camp is 1 minute and 30 seconds. It spawns at 1 minute in the game. Typically, teams want to grab it exactly at 1 minute, burn it down before the 1 minute 30, so that way it is spawned and available before the objective phase 3 minutes into the game. You then go ahead and cycle back, grab that objective, you grab the camp once again before the objective. You have that pushing in the lane, creating off pressure, much like Infernal Shrines or Battlefield of Eternity with the Bruiser or Shaman camp, whichever you want to call it. The camp that summons the dogs. And that's that's kind of how you want to play this mid lane. Bosses are to be grabbed when you kind of have an advantage when it comes to kills and stuff like that, or if you can make a cheeky play when you know someone's not going to be in position. But right now this is going to be mid lane being sieged up by the members of Team Alexander. There's a route onto 1, and it seems like with the objective, I keep wanting to say objective, with the camp already down, this is going to be them trying to back out of, Anubrak should have the kill here, but Spell is living. They miss one of the potions from the Deckard Cane. They step into it right there, but with 5 members collapsed around, Garrosh Garrosh will go down. 15 seconds on them as the prison camps will be opening up in a few moments here. As I was saying beforehand, camp very, very close on the right and the left-hand side, as I said that backwards, but the fight continues to break out. Nacho Jin rolls away, eyes in the dark, giving them that opportunity to have a little extra protection, and they disengage from that, not staggering out of death. I do want to point out that the Junkrat is going to be that Chattering Teeth from level 4. I'm wondering if they go into Sticky Wicket at level 7 just for the Steel Trap build. I could not think of that term. Can anyone leak the deets of the cups? Oh, thank you, Lupus. Thank you. Sorry, yeah. Shout out Lupus, yeah. Follow Lupus. The sweet human. Ooh, Burrow Charge, Lockdown sidesteps it. Sorry, I was trying to get a drink of water right there. That didn't work out. Lockdown, I think, is literally locked into this corner. Garrosh comes in. There's going to be the toss away. There's no way they live through that one, unfortunately. Almost. Spell was there just a tad bit late. Sylvanas is going to be on the right side of the minimap grabbing that camp. And here's the thing, objective phase, it's still up. It's been up for a solid minute at this point. No one really cares. Because as I said, the true objective of this map is mid lane camp. You literally run it through mid. And as I said, you're also reducing the armor by 4 up to -20, I believe, yeah. So 5 attacks off of these null minions will be able to, well, reduce that armor. Meanwhile, Mini Dash somehow, some way is going to get caught out in bottom lane. Bosses won't spawn for another 30 seconds. Most maps have them spawn at the 5-minute mark. If you didn't know that, that's your little fun tip. Another fun tip of the day. Lockdown. They're trying to dive on them do again. That's going to be Burrow Charge, just connect. There's going to be the Impaling Blades afterwards. They're going to get pushed around with the Revolving Sweep. Body blocking coming out. They do catch the Anubrek, and I think they're going to be able to back off right now. But Spell coming in. They're looking for a potential toss. They're going to get the Anubrek, finds the stun as well. No Bone Prison right there, but they're going to find the lockdown onto the Zool, and that's the burst they needed. Hyde a little too late with that Haragic Cube. Meanwhile, mid lane Fort sitting at 1,068 health, and Junkrat trying to do its best to clear things out. Does manage to do so with the wave. Greymane and bottom lane pushing things up. That inner beast still active, as you can kind of see the glow around their pistol and knife, and you can see when they're in Worgen form, they have the glow around their hands or their mittens. But Nacho Jin might have gotten caught in this rotation, and this is exactly what the members of FKC need to do. They just need to catch these players who are a little too far out. That Greymane pushed so far up the lane and got punished. That's a great example of punishing someone who's way too far up in the lane, and a great example of reading your minimap. They looked at the minimap, said, Greymane, we can get them, and they made the quick rotation. Stun from Uther set that up. Very, very well played from FKC. Let's go ahead and cycle through those other numbers right now, get an idea of what the damage, experience, and healing is looking like for game number 2 on Alterac Pass of our second semifinal of the day. This is going to determine who's going up against VGM Gaming. We had them win up against Press Forward in our first best of 3 of the day in a 2-0 fashion. If you'd like more information about the bracket or the event itself, you can hit !bracket. It'll give you what you need for that right there. 10 talents here on both these sides. Webrat 4 and Nubrak makes sense. Skeletal Mages for the Zool, that also gives them more fighting. Sylvanas is going to be able to burst through that camp right there, as another Unrelenting Strikes is going to be the pickup for the Cure right there. Spell taking a lot of damage. They're going to try and back out. There's going to be the Skeleton Mages from the Zool. There's a Bone Prison onto the Blanc, who also, they have the Web Wrap onto the Decker Kane, who's trying to get out of there, but, well, they can't really do much. There's going to be the Unrelenting Strike, gets onto one. There's the stun they need. Nacho Jin goes down. The Riptire comes out as well. That's going to be a stay while and listen from the Deckard Kane, and they're looking at Sleepy Bear. They find the kill into them. Nubrak gets the Burrow Charge away. Lockdown looking to lock one more down. Do they have the Bone Prison? No, and they end up just going for the objective channel. Meanwhile, in mid lane, the camp that they did grab a few moments ago was able to get the fort, and they're going to step up towards the keep front gate. Honey coming in here to clean things up, but Hyde is going to be able to force them back, throwing out some potions as well with the Herodric Cube with that ruby attached to it. 17 seconds and less going over in favor for the side of Team Alexander on first objective phase of the game. We are 7 minutes in and we are just now getting to the first objective. These will be spawning, actually, might not actually be coming out, as Tist is trying to stall things out. They're collapsing around Tist. There's going to be a great Warlords challenge. Unfortunately, they all still are hitting them even to begin with, and they will go down. Hyde just trying to throw out some potions. Oh wow, it's a wonderful scroll of ceiling. Do they have enough damage to get a kill? Doesn't look like it. They are trying to go for the channel, but they're being interrupted. Zool is potentially literally locked down as there is the isolation. So much thrown onto them. They need to walk backwards, but they can't because they're just chain CC'd. Zool goes down. Web wrap just now ending. There's going to be the concussion mine to stall things out. Oh, they don't get the stall onto the objective, and with the Zool stalled or staggered out for the next 14 seconds, I think this might be first objective going over to the side of FKC as Greymane's maybe trying to step in here. Hyde coming for it as well. Riptire will expire. They do get the stall on that objective channel. There's going to be Garrosh back in here throwing some people around. That's going to be Nubrek Burrow charging out. Cleanse comes out onto them as well, and 6.8 seconds left on the channel on the left hand side and 4.6 on the right. They are going for this right now as Hyde has the initial channel, but there's too many of the jailers around to stall things out. Mini Dash coming in as well, does have that enhanced agility from level 1, is about halfway through the stacks onto that one. Not fully enhanced, but still enhancing as they do go along, because I believe you get those, you get the quest completion as it goes along. You don't get it as it finishes, if that makes any sense. There's a Warlord challenge mid-air. They don't get the kill onto the Anubrek. So much is being used right now. There's going to be the Unrelenting Strikes. It doesn't hit anybody. Everyone's able to disengage away. They throw some potions in right there. That's going to be the web wrap onto the Garrosh. Greymane is going to try and burn through that, but also, you know, they're going to pick up some of those potions. They want those, and it looks like they forced them back. That engagement continuing on for what felt like forever. Now, objective, first one of the game, going over to the side of Team Alexander. The one thing I wanted to point out is that the objective will spawn per, it scales per minute, I do believe. So this should scale by the 9-minute. I'm not sure, because it basically was like 8 minutes 59 when the little blue bar on the right-hand side popped up for us. So it could be scaled to 8, it could be scaled to 9, but I think that's just a little, it's a tad bit of a difference. Regardless, Team Alexander looking to make maybe another quick game over here. I think first game up against FKC on Battlefield, which is what we just saw, was a 12-minute game roughly, and we are 9 minutes 30 in. They have the objective coming through. They are in mid lane. Riptire coming out. Excuse me, no, that's just objective coming out. There's going to be a Warlord challenge in the back lane. There's going to be a toss out from Garrosh as well. Concussion Mine throws the Haka away as they find the kill onto the Anubrek. I believe there was a go for the throw, as it is on just about a full cooldown. Riptire going to be almost zoning back the enemy team. They're just looking for the burst damage potentially here as it's slowly losing its timer, and that is Dahaka going down. Sleepy Bear getting low here. They do use that to get some damage onto Sleepy Bear, almost finding the kill onto them. Heals coming out from DeBlanc as well, but this is mid lane keep going down. Zool going into bottom lane to speed things up and push this in as well, as I think they're looking for double keep off of this. This is one of the few maps where ending off of one keep is insanely difficult because of the fact that the objective, excuse me, the core itself has armor by 20. It has physical and spell armor by 20 per keep available. So with all three, 60. With two, it's 40, and with only one, it is 20. And when they hit that 20 range, it feels like a lot more teams are able to end. There's a whole lot of damage coming out, steel traps, everything. There's going to be the Unrelenting Strike coming out. They're trying to almost zone back. 80 health on Sleepy Bears. They're able to cycle away. The Skeleton Mages was used, but it doesn't connect onto them. Keep is getting low here, just below 0.5%, as it's actually entering into basically like an eighth of its own health bar. Toss away from Garrosh. Nacho Jin very low. They're going to try and get some damage from the Skeleton Mages, but they're not able to do so. There's going to be a huge grapple onto Nacho Jin. They should get pushed around. The healing from Hyde won't be enough, as they have no mana, and the objective phase ends as Gondar does sidestep the damage. They're going to try and get the concussion mine out of here, and they managed to do exactly that. 16 talents here. Oh, mini dash so very low, but they don't want to thirst the kill, and they just back off. Gonna mount up, and now bottom lane keep did go down to the Reaver minions that are over here. These Reaver minions are basically the catapults on this map, and as I was talking about beforehand, here is going to be your physical and spell armor. It is going to be 20 in, well, as opposed to the enemy core, which is going to be 60. Obviously, you'll never fight it at 60 because you can't end the game with no core down, or no keep down, excuse me. Whew. These technical details, thank you. They're crushing the mid lane. Bottom lane boss to be grabbed right now. It is even Talontiers, but they won't make the rotation in time, and they also have a concussion mine on the ground as well. Steel trap, yeah. The zoning tools coming out from Team Alexander, very, very strong here. And with 16 Talontier, this is one thing I'm curious about. They play this super, super aggressive, hyper aggressive, if you will. Most teams at this point would say, we got 16, let's go get second boss. And the gap is too close for us to get any sort of advantage. But here's the thing. They have 16 Talontier advantage, they have a boss, and they can see Dahaka in top lane. Lockdown is actually doing the smartest thing I've seen someone do in a very long time, sitting in the flank position bush, waiting for the Dahaka to brush stock in. There's going to be actually a hearth up from Dahaka. They don't see that happening. Zul's saying, you know what, I'm not doing too much over here. They're going to go ahead and join the fight. That will be the Anubrak going down initially. Mini Dash coming in here over as well. Wailing Arrow came out from Sylvanas. The core at about half its health, and the boss is starting to wail even further. That's going to be a Groundbreaker. Stay a while and listen connects onto just about everyone. Mini Dash not affected as they burrowed into the ground. That's going to be them taking still a whole lot of damage. Divine Storm comes out from the Uther. They still go down. DeBlanc is going to be thrown to the far side of this. GGs are called, and the core will fall. The Yeti noises come out, and that'll be Team Alexander moving on to the grand finals. GG.